Back-to-back aces. LaBouliere gets off the ground. He gets up. Nice cut ball. 0-2. All right, we are in the playoffs. This is men's playoffs. We played a 15 win by 2. So if you don't win, you're ref. If you win, you go on. Waga.
It's going to be a fun day today, guys.
2-0. Eric Lucas.
So serving team, that's Eric Lucas. He lives in New York right now, but originally from Maryland, but that's not the point. He is a Pottstown Rumble winner 2002, along with his partner right now, Andre Belov, who tried to block. And the youngsters on the other end of the floor. That is Jacob LaBouliere. I tried to do it as French as I can. In fact, I'll try that again. Jacob LaBouliere. For the kids from Wentworth University, I did the best I could. And Wentworth is deep today as far as support is concerned for their brethren.
Lucas gets it back from Belov.
Lucas goes cross court. Beautiful shot. Score remains 2-0. So Jacob LaBouliere, he's the taller guy, and the blonder guy, and the shorter guy, should I say, is Jacob Waga. Jacob Waga has a poison left hand. If you've never seen him play, get ready.
Strong service.
Pretty good serve. Wow, extending his string to the outside, and wow, that's a terrific set. And that's what you expect to see from some of the guys who aren't beach players, who are indoor players, instead of following their string or recreating their string to adjust to the bad pass. They're going to extend that string set from pin to pin.
0 serving 2 in this 15-point game.
And strategically, it makes complete sense to me because there's zero wind out here. There is no adjustment for the wind if there's no wind. Very good pass by Lucas. Lucas cross court, very similar shot to the first one. This time they got a touch on it.
That'll be an earned side out.
And the score remains 2-0.
Again, we have longtime Rumblers on this side. They won in 2021 the whole carrot, the whole prize. That's what they're looking to do again, Rumble 32.
And as the announcers mentioned, Pottstown Rumble winners 2021.
Waga gets it back.
Wow, great disguise on that cut shot by Waga. Score remains 2-0. For those of you that are just tuning in or that have been living under a rock and don't know what the Pottstown Rumble is, this is side out to 15. This is big court. This is no let serve. Almost every single old school rule applies. Belov cross court. Actually a cruise control jump. If he can do that, it's going to be a long day for the youngsters. Once again, Andre Belov, Eric Lucas, Pottstown Rumble winners, defeated Nolan Albrecht and the great Mark Fornicari in the finals. And if you do a BVB search for the AVP on Belov, you will see that he led the league in aces per set when he was touring with the AVP, and a jump serve, he takes it everywhere he goes. Waga, Wentworth University, big lefty from Long Island, New York. Pretty good serve out of zone 1, up and down set. Doug looking for transition, looking for their first, and it looks like it luft balloons just out of bounds. Lucas to serve. Big smile on his face. That ball sails into the net. Wasn't the best toss in the world. Pretty good pass by Lucas. There's the drifter set. He handles every single set well. I mean, as far as set preferences are concerned, his set preferences is just up and just in front of me, anywhere in front of me. And that's one of the things that have led to his success, where he's always in the playoff scenario. And he's always somewhere in the Final Four and, you know, subsequently won. Waga's got a good jump serve. It looks like he's taking something off of it for the sake of location, but he's got to be careful with that. Sometimes when you take something off on the serve for the sake of location, and if the estimated time of arrival is not fast enough where the guy can literally just walk over and pass it, what's the point? You're wasting your energy. And it might lead to service errors like we just previously saw. That ball just out of bounds. It has been a long Saturday for the youngsters. They wound up in Pool 1 against the reigning defending champions, and it was an absolutely gnarly bracket. They had 2 play-in games just to stay alive to get to today. Belov and Lucas gladly accepted their second place finish in their pool. Get out of here early. They look rested up. They look ready to go. Score remains 2-0. Wow, what balance. My goodness. Everything I said about taking something off for the sake of location, let's just see if we can scrub that from this clip, guys. What do you say? Belov. Wow. Man, what a serve. There's a little out of system, but you can't teach height. That might be an open hand tip. That is wonderfully illegal unless that was a joust. Not a whole lot of fuss from the referees, but I think they kind of had a nothing to see here play on that one. For those of you that have no idea what I'm talking about, you're not allowed to open hand tip in outdoor volleyball, at least in the Pottstown Rumble. The exception would be jousting, and in my estimation, there wasn't a joust. In fact, a lot of blockers pulled their hands back to fool you into open hand tipping. Wow. Lucas has got great contact. Good, better, best is what we say. There's the up and down set, and wow, high line. I love the jump and I love the contact, but he's got to be able to follow through on that. Wilson's a pretty drop-friendly ball if you follow through with your wrist. This isn't exactly Mikasa ball at the mother load altitude training. Belov demonstrates how it's done with the brilliant left shoulder serve and the Russian from Leningrad, from St. Petersburg, is pouring it on the way we know how, the way he knows how. Andrei Belov married to Anna Todorovic. Anna Todorovic is something we in the East Coast, as far as coaching is concerned, is something we call a real one. In fact, her coaching was instrumental in Andrei Belov winning the Pottstown Rumble 3 years ago. She's from Serbia, so you know she's not exactly trained and learned it on positive reinforcement and growth mindset. Transition. Nice, Lucas. Transition, and that is, oh my goodness. Talk about abusing the bigger blocker. Eric Lucas having a field day. 4-0, one for the switch. Got a bunch of New Yorkers in the house. Andrei Belov, I see him in New York all the time, but I believe he lives in Connecticut.
Waga tries the two, but cannot keep it in the corner. All right, we'll switch him up.
And now 5-love is the switch. Any of my beach brethren looking for an advantage side or windage to see which one is the better side. If you look at the camera and you see the white flags, the flags are at an absolute standstill. There is 0 wind. Sunrise is over. The side shot you're looking at right now, so the sunrise is overhead. Left to right on that, so no particular advantage as far as which side of the court you want. Okay pass by Andrei Belov. Belov takes it again, covers himself. Belov, cross court. Very rangy swing by Andrei Belov. Great camera shot of it. I actually have a back shot and where I'm sitting. Man, it looked like you needed 2 blockers for that one. 5-0. Talking a little strategic. I think Andrei's telling him to go away. What's Russian for I know what I'm doing? Everybody's settled in now. Expect the serves to pick up a little bit. Expect dynamic digs on this big court. Eric Lucas to serve. One of the bigger compliments people that have played with Eric Lucas will tell you is he's a partner where you don't have to deal with your partner. And in this sport where there's so many variables and so many concerns and you have so much food on your plate as far as conditioning, preparation, nutrition, process, technique, you know, oh, by the way, you got to be good to be here. Have to deal with, and having to deal with a partner is always problematic, but Eric Lucas is, to my understanding and estimation, a partner where you don't have to deal with your partner. Good teammate. I expect Andrei to go back to the middle. I wonder if they had a conversation about a left shoulder serve to a lefty, but that's what he wanted. Man, did we call it or what? Very, very difficult serve. from where he's standing, he's got something we call a right-hander's cut, where it starts towards the left side hitter, the power hitter, and then the right-hander's cut drifts to the middle. So there's always this conversation between the passers about who has middle. Oh my goodness. And here goes the hot mess. Free ball opportunity on the attack. Looking for 7 as the serving team. Good night, Eric Lucas. First long rally of the game won by the veterans. Back to the service line, doing Belov stuff as Andre Belov. Go figure. Andre Belov played AVP for a few years, played NVL for a few years, took a second in the NVL. His debut was 2012, at least on the American scene. Waga to serve. Waga's got a good one, but he's missed in very, very similar fashion, almost identical fashion, at least 3 of his last 4 serves. And here we go again. And I understand in the world of side out, you want to take more chances at the service line. I also understand that you don't lose a point when you miss a serve. That's the nature of the beast of side out, but you got to get some of these serves in. It's called pressure. Lucas with the serve. Goes jump floater, left balloon, middle. And I actually like that. Beautiful play by LaBouliere. Chatted with him briefly yesterday. Seemed like a good enough kid. Keeps the mood light, except when he gets on the court. He has something he call a game face. He's intense. Nice. Right into our living room. Andre Belov getting trailer loads of aces this first round of the playoffs, and man, that ball's got some movement. What's up, you? Wow, beautiful. Nice reach by Andre Belov. From the moment of his pass to the moment that he created the string to the moment that he approached, it looked like he can see the entire court. He could see the block, the dig. There's a young lady with a blue umbrella way back there. I think you could see her there too. Left shoulder serve by LaBouliere. Wow. What a dig. Lucas, you gotta be kidding me. Man, is it worth it? Let me work it. Lay my thing down, flip it, and reverse it. Off the court, back on. Lemons to lemonade, Eric Lucas. It's been 3 years since they won the championship, but this is championship playoff. Dominant so far, 8-0. LaBou, wow. There's something about height that when you do something like that, just gravity takes over like a ton of bricks. So far we got Love serving 8. This is a pretty good serve, but handled well by Lucas. Lucas strings along and hits the back rope. I also think he got a touch on that, so As one of my favorite commentators would say, shot counts and the foul.
8 serving 0 for Andre Belov, who actually has 2 Rumble championships under his belt. Won the first one with Camacho. That's in the record books. Trying for his third.
The announcers mentioned that Lucas won one with Camacho.
Another fireball.
Wow, and there you go. And if anyone wanted to ask me, for those of you that just joined us, what's the story of this game? How did we get to 9-0? The story is that man behind the service line, the Russian bomber, the lightning from Leningrad, Andre Belov. Belov takes the top of the tape, and for now the momentum is albeit temporarily held up. Wow, great movement of his feet. Lucas, wow. There's something about being big at the net, if there's a way to describe being big at the net, where it looks like he's undersized against some of the bigger blockers, but he jumps big, he swings high. And there's an even playing field, the matchup at the net. Expect him to jump float back to Jake LaBouliere. Yep, this time LaBou doing LaBou things. The announcers are calling him LaBou, but my Limerick transcription says LaBouliere.
0 serving to 9.
One for the switch off. They got to get going with their serve. And I don't think that serve's going to do it. That's a lollipop. And you serve Andre Belov a lollipop, you're going to get licked. And once again, it doesn't, as far as energy efficiency is concerned, it doesn't look like Belov is having a hard time at all. And anyone that's watched them play in this tournament knows that this gets stronger as the playoffs goes along. And in this first round, we'll continue to watch him closely. I expect Andre to do whatever he wants. There's the top of the tape. But I noticed that Eric Lucas has been going exclusively to the taller Jake LaBouliere. Waga serves Belov. Belov loves that outside string to in. Belov loves that up and down set. You're going to see this 1,000 times. Up and down set. Some of you young ladies have your own special name for that, the red or the white. Some of them are doing like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 system from left to right. So if you do that number system, that's what you call a 2, a high 2. Speaking of taking it high, wow. Jake just over the block, over the dig, and all Belov can do is, and Lucas can do is smile and say, you know what? Can't teach height, you got me. In system pass, in system set, what could possibly go right for Team Jakes? Once again, Waga and LaBouliere, both first name Jake, so out of all the mistakes you're going to hear me make today, that's not going to be one of them. Yes, and the whistle birds come out because finally there's a point scored and the switch is 1-9. So 1 set to 15, people. There are 2 timeouts. There's no technical. And for the record, this is not a timeout. This is what you call a humidity de facto break. A water break. Usually lasts about 20 seconds on the switch off. Smaller Jake taking a little extra time. Is a serve just a bit outside. And that's the challenge of the Pottstown Rumble in the men's open. You have to be able to serve competitively and at the same time not miss. That's called pressure. Zone 1 and Andre Belov did it again. And the brilliance of him taking something off of that. Has another ace, 10-1. And just like that, he could pick up speed on the next one. My goodness. Wow, elevator up. That's a different penthouse, people. Jake Waga with the serve. Goes to the floater this time, and I got to tell you, I'm sad that he's not jump serving because he has a pretty good one. There's the block on the great Andre Belov. A little bit of sense of relief. That's one of those things where Belov, who has got nothing but clean shots that were unblocked, that were untouched by the defender, almost a sense of relief that you got a full block on one of the better players and more high IQ hitters here in the Pottstown Rumble. Oh my goodness. Husband and wife. Husband, wife is my favorite thing. The ball hits the ground, they look at each other and see love. A little bit of Chewbacca action by Andre Belov across the net. I think he might be suggesting that he's moving behind the screen. And I don't know why he went to the top spin with that, but oh, there's a dig, looking for three. Yes, there it is. Nice. And Wentworth is here deep in the pocket, cheering on their brethren. Wentworth University is in Massachusetts. It's Division III, but you'd never know, by the way, that team plays. But these two in particular, but that entire team this year look like something out of a Division I Springfield type level. So educating my indoor audience, there are three teams in my estimation on the East Coast that actually look like D1 teams. One is Springfield. They've been consistently like that. Charlie Sullivan as Lucas serves. Wow. There's the jump in, and Belov committed to his one block, and that was very, very important in his 11-4 switch. Yeah, so you got Springfield, you got Charlie Sullivan. Once every 3 years, once every 4 years, you got Wentworth. They always look good. You have Vassar College. They always have consistent coaching. And then there's a cyclical thing, like early 2014s or 2010s. New Paltz looked really good. Tony Bonilla, program director and assistant coach, longtime head coach there. Baruch College, early 2010s, which is in the CUNY division, which many volleyballers consider the worst division, the armpit of the NCAA. Baruch made a Final Four. Shout out to the Stack family, Justin Stack, Allison Stack, that made that happen. Great coaches in between, Mike Salick. Yours truly. I was there for a year. Wow. Man, there's a serve. He wanted back. And we knew this wasn't going to be a shutout. But at the same time, even with the point scored, the momentum still looks like it's shifting back. Of course, we can see something at the service line that can make me amend my diagnosis. Looking for 5. LaBouliere beats the I formation. Beats the I formation. There was a little bit of a, looked like a 4-block switch confused with a 3-block stack. And there you go. 5-11. Wow, there's a pretty good serve, but handled perfectly. And that's what I've been talking about the whole game. The man seems the most undersized player on this court, but when he's at the net, he plays big. His timing is perfect. His reach is, you know, sometimes he pulls his trigger early to beat the block, and sometimes he has the jump to wait it out. And ask us what we won, an 11-5 lead so far. Belov, look out. Man. There's something about this man's serve that saps your will to play. And the wrist and the toss and the contact is so deceptive. When you're getting aced, you're not even moving. Like, sometimes you get aced and there's a guy that makes a dive or a stab towards it and you just beat him. But when you start acing people when they don't even move or are not willing to move, that is everything that a Pottstown Rumble is built on. Power serving, control hitting, of course consistent side out. Otherwise, what's the point? Andre with a good pass. He likes that inside set again. And that's his jam. He loves that set that, again, a lot of the girls in club and college called the 2 set. Depends on which coach you ask on what it's called. Loyola Marymount University, they're called reds and whites on both sides. Belov, wow. So if getting aces isn't enough, if being sided out on consistently isn't enough, now you got to deal with the overpass. 13-8. And I know I mentioned it before, but it bears repeating. This team saps your will to win. These kids have been up all day, but you can see by the body language. There's a little part of them that's saying this isn't going to happen. With respect to the competitiveness of all 4 of them. And I hit the top of the tape, but I think that's a replay because there's a ball on court. And most teams want that because of the servicer, but by opposite rationale, if it were an ace, there'd be a replay too. So Lucas, left shoulder serve, okay pass. Wow, my goodness, Andre moves, what a dig. Waga looking for the side out, not yet. Control set by Belov. Lucas, jumbo shrimp. Just out of bounds. What a rally, guys. Andre Belov with 1 move to the ball. They say it looks like he doesn't move very fast, but when you're good at 1 move to the ball, you don't really have to be fast. There's a float serve, good touch. Lucas, of course, that vintage signature rangy swing that we've seen Eric Lucas do year after year after year. Andre Belov, I expect him to go middle on this. He's not necessarily, again, he's not trying out the left shoulder of Waga, your left-handed passer. That's actually his power shoulder. Andre's actually aiming more towards the power hitter. Little right-hander's cut. Take something off of it. Okay pass. And LaBouliere splits the uprights. Let's see if I can do one job correctly. A lot of people in the tent today. Ken Bassarath in the house. Made the trip. Got caught on some not ready stuff. Adam Roberts still in the house. Inductee, Hall of Fame. Pottstown Hall of Fame inductee. So we got 6-13. I think we got one for the switch. Waga to serve. Now, Waga has abandoned his jump serve and went to the jump floater, which I thought was a mistake. But with that being said, I believe 3 of their 6 points came from that. So I respect the strategic. I mean, I'm a Monday morning quarterback sitting here, so I wouldn't presume to tell him how to serve, but I will tell you this. I watched him in pool play, and I watched him yesterday, and his jump serve is really, really good. Really, really good. We're here on center court. This time Lucas goes to the jump serve, and that ball luff balloons out of bounds, and little side out trading, and now the overcast is clear. Now the sun is out. And now the humidity and stickiness and heat is back. And I love it. Lucas, that one launches out of bounds. And now you have 7-13. And you have what could be the last switch of the match, possibly. But for my old school people, I know you're loving this. You have to be loving side-out volleyball. You have to love the fact that 7-13 doesn't mean anything if the other team can side out and catch fire and come back. So here we are, guys. Big court to 15. No let serve rule. Okay, on the court next to us, got Jeff Samuels and teaming up with Chase Frischman. That's a heck of a team for the power dynamic of grass volleyball, where serve and block is essential. Chase Frischman's a really good jump server, and Jeff is one of the most underrated jump servers in the game. You rarely see him do it on the beach, but I'm telling you, I watched them play yesterday, and he has one. Volleyball Hall of Fame yesterday. Hudson Bates inducted into the Hall of Fame. Mark Burek, of course, needs no introduction. He's a legend out here. Wow, nice option. Andre did a little shuffle step, got his footwork back, and he's got a really good crossbody, and the finish with the wrist is just, again, vintage Belov. Belov to serve. Serving out of the middle. When he serves out of the middle, he likes to go middle to middle, or he'll go to position 4. And this time, makes a clown out of me, goes to position 1. And Waga bops off the block. Pretty good jump, again, by the youngster. He hit that on the way down, but still had just enough air time to get the tool time. Waga with the serve. This time he goes middle. Back to Belov. Up and down set. Belov wins the joust. Net via a little bit of a net, but maybe nothing to see here. And Lucas will serve. Once again, as I mentioned before, Mark Burek, Hall of Fame. He's around. Something about George Mason University that produced such talented players within this 4-year period. Andrew Dentler at George Mason. I think only for a cup of coffee, but he was there. Hudson Bates, it's George Mason. Brandon Joyner, also George Mason University. Uvaldo Acosta was a long-time coach there for a minute. And look out, one bounce over and protected by the tent. 7-14. Jacob LaBouliere. The announcers keep saying Labou. And until someone tells me, I can't do that. Eric Lucas looked like a carbon copy, a Xerox copy of his previous cross-court swings. But very much like a Xerox copy, the copy of that copy is a lesser version, so there has to be a level of urgency to get that last point. You do not want these youngsters wearing you out, because even if you win, you still got another round to play, and a round after that, and a round after that. So, energy efficiency is the key, in all of its facets and all of its elements. There's a strong serve, and you know what? This could be an opportunity, and there it is. There's the opportunity, and Lucas on the option, if you will. Winners 15-7. Moving on to the next round, where the champions from 2021 Pottstown Rumble, Eric Lewis, Andre Belov. We got another match coming up, so for all of you at home, for all of you watching this, stick with us. I'm Jason DeBelius. See you in a bit.
You make me come alive. You make me come alive. I just can't believe life's a tide of moments just like these. We can hardly breathe. Let's jump into another sea. You bring out the best in me. You make me come alive.
I've never felt so free.
Can't get you off my mind.
You're such a part of me.
They don't fly so high.
There's so much to see.
You make me come alive. I never felt so free.